the Northern Kentucky Norse, head coach Darren Horn, and players Cale Robinson and L.J. Wells. With today's victory, NKU advances to Monday's semifinal against Wright State. We will begin with an opening statement from Coach Horn. We do have a microphone going around. Please raise your hand to ask a question. Give your name and affiliation before asking your question. Coach Horn, your thoughts on today's victory?
Yeah, I mean, let me say this from the jump. We came into the game knowing that it was going to be a difficult game. I had a ton of respect for what Green Bay had done this year. I think Doug and Kerry and their staff have done an outstanding job with that group. And, obviously we'd lost to them twice before, so we saw that firsthand. And, the thing about tournament play is it can be really different, right? Regardless of your best efforts, you don't know how guys are going to respond when the lights come on the biggest stage. And I thought the key to the game was we got up to a horrid start offensively in terms of making shots or finishing, but we were playing well in terms of getting the right shots. We didn't let that affect us on the defensive end, and we didn't let it affect us offensively. And a lot of times in these situations, that can really be tough. And so I give our guys a ton of credit, especially these two guys right here, for responding the way we did to the tough offensive start. And, to me, the biggest key in the game was the way that we defended and the fact that we got to the foul line more than they did and did the job on the glass. And, these games, they kind of have a life of their own, that they can be very, we say they're long games. That our guys did a tremendous job of staying locked in, in short segments. And then obviously when you shoot the ball the way we did in the second half, you got a chance to play really well and pull away. So really proud of our guys and happy to be alive still.
Our microphone's in the middle. We'll go here to the right. Name and affiliation.
Bob McDonald, Horizon Roundtable. This question is for you, LJ. At the beginning of the game, things weren't going well shooting-wise, but you kind of kept them in it with your free throws and your scoring. How important was it for you to be kind of that rock to lean on as your teammates were getting going very quickly?
It's very important to be the one to look to, I guess, because, I've been here for 4 years, so I kind of have to bring that poise and that leadership. It felt great.
Hunter Sansom, Sansom Sports Media. Cale, tonight, 5 for 10 from deep. What opened up for you? Just seemed like it clicked in the first half there.
The first few shots I took were off offensive rebounds, so teammates getting me open looks. He kicked it to me for one, and just my teammates getting me open.
For LJ, Giovanni Mosheri, sportscaster.com. How important is it, because it was similar at the Oakland game where you guys had a run just before the end of the first half, similar run to the end of this first half. How big of a deal is it to grab that momentum going into the tunnel, and how do you carry it through in the second half?
It's very important, but we're just focused on the next play no matter what, no matter how it's going. We just want to get that stop or get a shot on the offensive end. So, it's great to have that momentum, but we're just looking at the next play.
Here in the middle. I'll ask one. I noticed only 9 turnovers on defense, Coach, but you turned it into 17 points. Did with the horrid, your words, horrid start at the beginning offensively, did you use defensive pressure to turn them over and to create offense?
Yeah, I thought that was really big. We're top 30 in the country in steal percentage. That's not mid-major, that's all of college basketball, so it's a big part of how we defend. They make that hard for you with the way that they play, but I thought the ones that we got, turning them into points, was really, really important.
Back here in the middle.
Hunter Sansom, Sansom Sports Media. Coach, tonight, 9 assists to 2 turnovers for Ethan. Just another performance where he's shared the ball. What's his presence do for the team?
It's everything, and we've talked to him a lot this year with Ethan about him bringing us poise and presence, from his position. And I thought he did that in a major way tonight. And the thing about him that's gone undervalued, I think, is he's really become a good defender as well. He does a great job of keeping the ball in front and blowing up ball screens. And, that there's no doubt that he makes life easier for these other guys. He's a pure point guard in every sense of the word. And so we're really fortunate to have him.
We'll go Mike here in the front.
Mike LaPreste, InStoblade.com, Coach. This league has had its share of surprises this season, some quirks. How would you describe what the Horizon League's been like this year?
I think the league's really improved from top to bottom, right? In terms of, the bottom really coming up. I don't know that the best teams are as good as the very best teams I saw early on in the league, but there's a lot more good teams, and the coaching is at a really high level. And so, I think that, the depth has really improved, and I think that's a testament to, the commitment of the league and the commitment of the schools, and quite honestly, when I got this job 7 years ago, we were clear-cut one of the 2 or 3 best jobs in the league. I don't know if that's the case now in terms of financial resources and revenue share and all that stuff, and so I think the commitment level from schools and from the league has really ramped up, and I think because of that, you see a much deeper league where a Green Bay can have the kind of season they did, a Detroit can have the kind of season that they did and finish, and then hopefully the rest of us that have been there in the mix, in the past can continue to stay there.
We'll go back here in the middle.
Giovanni Moscieri, Sportscaster.com. Coach, looking ahead to your game against Wright State, looking at how the last time you guys faced each other ended, a very close ending, is there anything you could draw upon that game in your matchup coming up against them?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing for us is, to me, this time of year is we just want to play well, right? And I think that starts with your own team playing well, doing what they need to do to play well. And obviously, they're a really good basketball team. They won our league. They've beaten us twice already. They got dynamic guards that can really make plays. They've got multiple bigs that are really good. And so, for us, our first focus will be how do we play well, and then, we'll get into some scouting stuff a little later tonight. But at the end of the day, to me, this time of year, if you don't do what you do well, it doesn't really matter about the other stuff. So we'll start with that.
Anything else for Northern Kentucky? All right, thank you. Congratulations.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.